Hello and welcome to the new episode in my quest to rebuild a big box PC collection from scratch. You can find the first 4 episodes in my channel to see how this collection is progressing. I will update every month with a new video with the best pickups of the previous calendar month. The focus will be on the best 3 to 5 items, and I will also have the unboxing of each along with a total collection update at the end of each video. You can find a lot of content about adventure games in my channel, like the full history videos about Space Quest, King's Quest, Gabriel Knight, Leisure Suit Larry, Loom, Grim Fandango and many more. You can also find a 2-hour documentary on the history of the genre with the rise and fall of the adventure games. If you like the content of my channel, please consider supporting it by subscribing and turning on the notifications for it. You can also consider supporting me by becoming a member of my YouTube channel. There is one membership tier and you will have a lot of benefits like exclusive updates on upcoming videos, you get to watch each new video earlier, you get to decide the topic of upcoming videos, and also member exclusive giveaways that will follow. Now, let's continue with the 5th episode of this series with the pickups of August of 2022. We have some great finds this month, as you will see, from a variety of adventure game subgenres and studios, and a buyer's beware item that we will discuss in the end. We begin with a Sierra horror adventure. This is Shivers 2 Harvest of Souls, the sequel to Shivers that we unboxed in a previous episode. Shivers was a series of horror adventure games with a lot of full motion video, as was the fad back in the middle 90s. You can find the full series retrospective in my channel to know more about this Sierra franchise. On the back of the box, you can find some screenshots of the game and a quick story summary. There is no relation plot-wise with the first Shivers game. Now let's open this up to have a look at the package contents. As was the case with the previous game, not a lot of things are included. The first is the game CD-ROM jewel case that also features an advertisement for the first game in the series. Inside you can find the 2 CD-ROMs that include Shivers 2 Harvest of Souls. This game required 2 CD-ROMs due to the high amount of full motion video that it includes. Next is the game's manual. It starts with a small introduction with the system requirements for the game and how to install it on the 2 operating system it supports, Windows 3.1 or Windows 95. Then we have the prologue of the game's plot. It takes place at a remote and seemingly abandoned town where a group of your friends have gone missing. The player has the task to solve the mystery and of course stay alive. Then we have the explanation of the game's user interface. This is a first-person adventure game played in full screen mode with a few options and inventory icons at the bottom of it. This toolbar is explained thoroughly along with the keyboard shortcuts and how to use your items and options. You also have a small description of the main characters that appear in-game along with the villain. Next we have this photo of the development team along with the credits. Sierra used to do that a lot, have photos of the team that is, and as I have said, I always love to have a look at the people behind the games. Finally, we get some more technical information along with a helpline and hint lines depending on where you are located on the world. The second to last item is an extra page that explains a feature of the game which goes to the ability to create your own puzzles and share them with your friends. Finally, we have the Sierra registration card that also advertises a giveaway of $1,000 worth of Sierra software. Nice package overall, it is great to have both Shivers games in my collection. Now let's move on to the second game of this video. Here we have another sequel. In my previous episode we had the unboxing of Under a Killing Moon, a Tex Murphy adventure. This time we have the Pandora Directive, the next Tex Murphy game. On the back of the box we see the main character, played of course by the series co-creator Chris Jones. This is another adventure game with a lot of full motion video and amazing 3D backgrounds featuring several prolific Hollywood actors as displayed also on the back. You can find the full history of the whole Tex Murphy series in my channel to learn everything you wish to know about the many games in this franchise and its evolution. Let's have a look at what is included inside the game's packaging. The first thing you are going to notice is that we do not get one fat CD-ROM jewel case but two. That was a massive game back when it was released due to the full motion video and 3D graphics combination and had to be split over 6 separate CD-ROMs. Next, we have the game's manual. It is significantly smaller than the one we saw in the Under a Killing Moon package. It begins with the installation guide for the game and then moves to explaining the various aspects of the Pandora Directive like the different game modes, the user interface and the mechanics of it. There is a point system in the game that decides which ending you will get, a feature that helps with the game's replayability. Finally, we have some troubleshooting guides and helplines. On the back of the manual you have some quick reference tips about the game like the keyboard shortcuts. Again, this manual is to the point but lacks the detail that we had in the previous game of the series. Nice addition though to my collection. Now let's move on to our next game. We continue with the Leisure Suit Larry game. We had some unboxings from this franchise in previous episode and this time we have the fourth game in the series, Leisure Suit Larry 5 Passionate Patty Does a Little Undercover Work. This is numbered as Larry 5 as an inside joke since there was never a Leisure Suit Larry 4 game released. This is a Sierra Online release in a big fat box version that features some great artwork on the front and side of the packaging. On the back you can find some screenshots and another portrayal of Al Law, the series creator, in a funny pose as a Greek statue. Let's open it to check the contents. The first thing to find are the game's diskettes. This is the VGA version of Larry 5 that takes up 8 3.5-inch diskettes in total. Next we have the Play Spy magazine that is included in the box, a parody of Playboy. First thing to notice is this ad for the Laffer Utilities, a collection of non-productivity tools released for the MS-DOS and Windows 3.1. This is an obvious reference to the Norton Utilities and this product had become a collector's item over the years that can fetch quite a hefty price on the secondary market. As for the contents of Play Spy, they include the many girls that you will come across in the game with a small description for each. Of course, Passionate Patty is prominently featured in the magazine as the centerfold along with some information of her and an interview. Excellent addition, typical of the way Sierra handled the releases during the 80s and 90s. Next up, we have a flyer for Aerodork Airlines. This is designed as a typical airline flyer brochure, but it is actually the copy protection of the game. It includes some symbols that represent the correct answer to questions asked when launching the game. As you can see, it shows the code next to each flight schedule that you need to input to let you run the game or fly the proud dork, as the motto says. Most copy protection leaflets back then used weird coloring combinations to avoid photocopying them. The final item is the game's manual. You can find information on how to install or troubleshoot the game on multiple systems like MS-DOS or the Amiga. Next up is an explanation of the user interface. Larry 5 was developed utilizing Sierra's Creative Interpreter version 1 that allowed for VGA graphics and icon-based interface. In this section of the manual you can find information on the various icons the game uses. Finally, we have the Sierra helpline information and the hint line. That was another excellent package from Sierra of a great and funny Leisure Suit Larry game. Let's put all those back and move on to our final game for this video. Next up we have a sealed Conquests of Camelot, The Search for the Holy Grail. This is an excellent adventure game with an excellent and deep story that was the result of thorough historical research by the series creator Christy Marks. The series continued with the second game, Conquests of the Longbow, another magnificent Sierra adventure game. You can find the full series retrospective in my channel if you want to know more about this unique franchise. Now I will say it up front, pay attention to the details I will show you and I will reveal why when we have completed this unboxing. The first thing that you want to notice is the size of this box and the overall printing quality. Also, have a look at the white system requirements part on the front of the box. Let's open it up to have a closer look. This is the part I was talking about. Notice that this is not a sticker, but it is printed on the box. Next, have a look at the plain white inside box that includes the game diskettes, manuals, etc. When you open that up, you will find a white envelope and the packaging contents are inside it. First, we have the 3.5-inch diskettes that include the game. The labels are printed and there are no logos on the diskettes, revealing a poor quality item that most probably will not work today. Look, even the metal slider is stuck in this one, even though we have just opened the sealed copy. No codes, engravings or logos on the back also. These also feel light and cheaply made. Now let's move to the documents and manuals. The first one is the Liber Ex Doctrina, or Book of Doctrine in Latin. This document contains a lot of information about the Arthurian legend that the game is based on, with maps and detailed artwork. The package also includes a map and the Sierra warranty registration card, along with a small piece of paper that serves as the installation instructions of the game. The map shows Europe and the Middle East during medieval times. Notice the paper quality and the printing on it. It looks more like a color photocopy that has been scaled down. This was illustrated originally by the game's co-creator Peter Ledger. Ledger was an Australian illustrator and husband of Christy Marks and is responsible for the magnificent artwork of the game's packaging and contents. Now that we had a better look on the content of this box, let me tell you why I wanted you to notice a few things on it. This is not an official Sierra release. It is not a counterfeit or fake, it is what is known among big box collectors as a slash release. Slash was a Minneapolis-based company that somehow managed to get the rights to some Sierra and, according to reports from other collectors, even some LucasArts games back in the 90s. The Slash releases were of lower quality with poor materials and usually contained photocopies of the actual manuals of the games. The main problem with Slash releases is that most people don't know about them and even sellers on eBay never mention it. As a result, you may end up paying a lot more for a sealed Slash release because it is listed as a sealed original. The things that you want to watch out to spot a Slash release are the following. Most Slash releases have the system requirements printed on the box, whereas the original releases have them as stickers. Next is the plain white inner box. The original early Sierra releases had some green printings on these inner boxes before the SCI-1 games that shifted to plain white ones. The envelope is also a red flag of Slash releases as they are not present in originals. Finally, the overall printing quality and paper looks and feels cheap along with a poor quality diskette. These diskettes especially are notorious for bad sectors and most probably you will not even be able to install the game. Those are in general some things to watch out when purchasing big box Sierra and LucasArts games to avoid overpaying for a Slash release. That was all for our 5th episode in our Big Box PC Collection series. In this video, we had Shivers 2, Harvest of Souls, the Pandora Directive and Conquest of Camelot, the Quest for the Grail that I got from local collectors, and Leisure Suit Larry 5, Passionate Patty Does a Little Undercover Work that I bought from eBay. The collection, after 5 months, includes 20 games. We will have the next episode soon. Thank you all for watching.